Hello and welcome to another episode of What Travis Says. My name is Travis and let's talk about The Office. Now we're not talking about the British The Office, we're talking about the Americanized The Office, the NBC show which ran from 2005 to 2013. And as it turns out, NBC may currently be writing a new revival series for the show. Now, it's very important to understand the distinction between a revival and a reboot, and a reimagining. The Americanized Office was a reimagining of the British Office. And this current plan that NBC could be working on is not a reboot of what they had before, but a revival. It's a continuation. TV Line has learned that NBC may bring The Office back for the 2018-2019 television season, and it promises to bring back old characters and new characters alike. But unfortunately, one main character will be missing from the revival. Michael Scott. No, unfortunately, Steve Carell will not be reprising his role as Michael Scott, the bumbling, awkward, situation-causing, yet somewhat heartwarming boss. And fans of The Office are currently freaking out about this news. Some of them are freaking out because they are so elated and happy that The Office is returning, and some are freaking out because NBC, why are you doing this? And then there are others who would be happy about The Office returning if Steve Carell was reprising Michael, but it doesn't look like that's going to be happening, so they're freaking out in lots of ways. Everybody is freaking out. Earlier this year, showrunner Greg Daniels had been sort of in talks about the possibility of bringing the show back to NBC, sort of in the way that, you know, people were toying with the idea. And it's always sort of been like a, well, maybe in the future, but not right now, now is not the time sort of way. However, NBC's most recent revival, continuation, whatever you want to call it, Will and Grace, did fantastically this year. The Will and Grace revival was nominated for 2 Golden Globes on top of the previous 27 that the show earned during its run. And with the recent success of shows like Girl Meets World or Fuller House, it makes sense for NBC to think of the possibility of bringing back one of their most famous shows. And yeah, it makes sense, but should they? That's another question that a lot of people are talking about. Should NBC even bring back The Office? Because a lot of people think that it ended in such a satisfying way. By the time a 2018 season rolls around, that's 5 years into the future. And what would the premise of the show even be if Dunder Mifflin isn't being filmed by a film crew unless they do a Where Are They Now 5 years in the future? But the fun of the show comes from seeing these characters interacting in this paper company. So if it's a Where Are They Now, I'm assuming most of those people aren't going to be working at Dunder Mifflin anymore. So in the comments down below, the obvious question is, do you think that this is a good idea and are you excited to see The Office in 2018? But I want to go with a more detailed question. What do you think the show will even be about? Do you think that most people will still be at the Dunder Mifflin Paper Company, or do you think it'll be more of like a Where Are They Now around the country sort of thing? I, for one, am interested to see where the show progresses from here. It's unfortunate that Steve Carell is not going to be a part of the show, but he's surprised us before. But as always, my name is Travis. Thank you for listening to what I have to say, and you will see me tomorrow.